In school, we see the awkward nerd, Jiro Yakuin, playing a 2D game with his friend, Sadaharu Kamo. Just then, the beautiful and famous Akari Watanabe passes by and becomes elated when she sees her crush, the handsome and kind Minami Tenjin. Jiro can see how much Akari likes Minami. In the classroom, he is seatmates with his childhood friend and crush, Shiori Sakurazaka. While the teacher is discussing their school's practical couple course, wherein pairs of female and male students will live together as couples, he imagines himself being paired with Shiori but dismisses the idea. To his horror, he sees Akari in his house as his partner in the curriculum. She is disappointed to have been paired with him, and he is not happy with the outcome either. The two start to banter, which makes them lose points. She demands they get along to get an A and later on, exchange with their desired partners. Jiro escapes the situation and buys a drink for Akari. He then sees Minami and Akari together and discovers that they are partners for the practical. He feels depressed but gets a call from Kamo, who impatiently rings the bell. As he heads out, Akari insists on giving her a kiss on the cheek to make up for their deducted score. Jiro is unable to think straight and suddenly grabs Akari and kisses her on the lips before rushing outside. They both blushed after their kiss, and their score has been reset to 0. The following day, as Jiro waits for the rain to stop, Shiori sits with him. She insists that Jiro should call her by her first name, as he did before, but just as he is about to, Minami arrives to pick up Shiori. In their house, Akari cooks dinner for Jiro to improve their score. He offers Akari a bite from his spoon, and the two almost kiss again before getting interrupted by a phone call. Jiro and Akari both blush and get confused by their haywire emotions. Jiro is surprised to see the matching pajamas that Akari bought for them. She begins to strip out of her clothes, which makes Jiro red with embarrassment. Jiro eventually begins to change, but the power goes out, leaving Akari terrified and hugging him. He feels her body against him, but tries to calm himself and uses his phone to light the room. She tries to stop him, but it's too late, as he already sees that she is crying. Akari lights up a scented candle to calm their nerves, and Jiro suddenly hugs her. He panics but realizes that she is already sleeping. The two sleep on the couch all night as Akari begins to question her feelings for Jiro. Later, Jiro gets sick, but Akari goes out with her friends. Just then, someone rings the door, and he is surprised to see Shiori outside. She takes care of him, which reminds him of the time when he almost confessed to her, but got scared and chickened out. While Jiro is asleep, Shiori attempts to kiss him but restrains herself and leaves. Akari eventually gets home, and while in the shower, Jiro thanks her for sending over Shiori to take care of him. He promises to help her with Minami, but she seems not to be happy about it. Jiro is forced to help Akari make homemade bento for Minami, and he becomes her taste tester. The next morning, he notices Akari dolls up for Minami and gets upset. However, Akari is too nervous and asks Jiro to kiss her goodbye like the last time. Just as they are about to kiss, Shiori arrives and gives them the extra apple pies she has made for Minami, who likes sweets. Upon hearing this, Akari becomes disheartened. Jiro tries to cheer her up, but unwittingly tells her she has a body to die for. She pushes Jiro onto the couch and straddles him. She asks if he ever fantasizes about her, and she starts to undress. Jiro panics and ultimately stops her, telling her that this kind of thing should only happen between lovers. Akari stops and tells him that they should stop being husband and wife. Since then, their score has gradually gone down as they stop speaking with each other. Later, Jiro tries to make amends with Akari and apologizes for making her feel embarrassed that night, and he makes it clear that he did fantasize about her and only stopped because he doesn't want her to regret it and wants things to go back to normal. During their PE class, Kamo mentions to Jiro that Minami declares he has no intention of exchanging partners, which annoys him. After class, he talks to Shiori and almost tells her that they should strive to get an A and be together. But then Kamo arrives and is ready to spill something. Back in the school's gym, Akari is in the storage room when a box almost falls on her. Luckily, Minami rushes to save her. At this moment, she realizes that he still makes her heart pound. She then confronts him about his decision not to switch partners after he gets in a rank. He confirms it, and she gets emotional and starts to cry. Minami tips her chin and looks at her intently. Unknown to them, Kamo sees them kissing. Later, Kamo is restless about what he witnessed and tells it to Jiro, who looks troubled after hearing it. Back in the apartment, Jiro tries to congratulate Akari for kissing Minami, but she clarifies that nothing happened between them. Just then, Akari starts crying over her heartbreak, and Jiro hugs her. Later, Jiro regrets hugging Akari, but is surprised to see her wearing his t-shirt after showering. He panics as Akari sits close to him and confirms that he is her first kiss, which makes him happy. In school, Shiori and Jiro are paired up for classroom duties, which makes them spend time together. Just then, Akari sees them and notices how happy Jiro seems. Back in their apartment, Jiro and Akari talk as they drink hot milk. She convinces him to call her by her first name, but he is too shy to do it. He then praises her name and tells her it suits her because she is bright as a star. Akari becomes flustered, and the two are obviously confused about their feelings for each other. Later, Jiro helps Akari study for their upcoming exam but ends up teasing him with her body. Jiro almost kisses her but gets interrupted by a nosebleed, which makes her laugh. She tells him that he's so anxious about the exam that she tries to distract him. He tells her that he's only doing it to help her get an A and be with Minami. However, Akari doesn't want to switch partners anytime soon. Everything seems normal, but Jiro is bothered that Akari is calling him by his surname. He plans to call her by her first name when suddenly, she enters the bathroom and tells him that they passed the midterm exams. In the living room, while Akari is drying his hair, Jiro finally calls her by her first name. They both blush as she also reciprocates the gesture. The next morning, Shiori faints and is rushed to the clinic. Jiro visits her, and they accidentally kiss as one of Akari's friends enters the clinic. Jiro panics and leaves while Shiori gets flustered. Meanwhile, Akari gets the wrong idea about Jiro and spends her time in a cafe, unaware that Minami is working there. Later, Akari sees that Jiro has slept on the couch, waiting for her. She feels guilty and sleeps beside him. The next morning, Jiro is startled to see the almost naked Akari beside him. She then teases him that something happened between them, which he denies because he can't remember anything. He does, however, apologize for bothering her because it is his first time. Having confirmed that nothing happened between Jiro and Shiori, Akari takes back the joke, which baffles Jiro. Akari is wearing yukata for the fireworks festival, and Jiro is helping her tie her ribbons. She tells him she will have fun with Minami while he stays at home. Tension arises when he fumbles with her ribbon and their bodies get close. During the festival, Akari meets with her friends, but it turns out that Minami can't attend the festival. Akari feels down and walks alone, but then she sees Minami and Shiori together. Meanwhile, Jiro wonders if Akari and Minami are already enjoying the festival. Suddenly, he receives a call from a crying Akari, and he rushes outside only to see her crouching by the door. She says sorry for wasting his efforts to help her because she didn't get the chance to be with Minami. He just hugs her and lets her cry on his shoulders. Later, the two watch the fireworks from the balcony and accidentally hug each other. As they watch the fireworks, Jiro wonders if they will still be able to watch them together next year. Jiro is taking a shower when Akari rushes inside and freaks out because of a spider. After she has calmed down, Jiro watches Akari happily painting her nails. She then urges him to feed her ice cream, and he reluctantly follows her whims. Just then, Akari makes a joke with him about whether or not they should date. Jiro hesitates, so she takes it back and laughs. She freaks out when she sees the spider once again and almost strangles Jiro in panic. That night, Akari isn't able to sleep because of her confusing feelings for Jiro. The following day, while spending time with Kamo, Jiro sees Shiori walking alone and approaches her. They talk about their accidental kiss, and Shiori tells him she doesn't mind what happened between them and that he doesn't need to apologize, which puts Jiro at ease. Jiro goes home from school and is shocked to see Akari in a swimsuit. She makes fun of him and tells him that she would only wear it for him. He blushes but tells her that he's going to work with Kamo at a seaside cafe during the summer and Shiori will be there too. Akari tries to look uninterested and hugs him to earn points, but they discover that they applied for the same job. The whole group arrives at the beach, and Jiro gets partnered with Shiori while Akari is with Minami. Meanwhile, Shiori and Jiro are left together, and they encounter a little accident while practicing making drinks. Jiro helps Shiori wipe her face, and they almost kiss but get interrupted by Akari's friends. Later at the seaside, Jiro is surprised to see that Akari is not wearing a revealing swimsuit while with Minami. Jiro and Akari are tasked with doing the shopping for the group. As it is a couple's discount day, Akari suggests they act like a real couple, and Jiro reluctantly agrees. As he gets their order, Akari is harassed by some random boys asking for her name. He musters his courage and asks the boys to back off. He then embraces Akari and announces that she is his wife. Later in the evening, Akari and Jiro are together at the beach and eventually get into an argument. At that moment, Akari unzipped her jacket and revealed the bikini she promised she would wear only for him. Just then, they hear Shiori and Mai arriving, so they hide in a cramped space. They get into a very awkward position, and Jiro starts sweating bullets. His breathing becomes labored, and he suddenly falls unconscious on top of Akari. It is later revealed that he suffered from a mild stroke, and Akari takes care of him while making him realize they have been a couple for 4 months now. The whole group participates in the test of courage organized by Keimo's brother. Akari gets partnered with Minami, who holds her hand because she easily gets scared. Their moment together is interrupted when she loses her phone. Meanwhile, Jiro and Shiori are back at the base, but he gets worried when Akari and Minami are not back yet. Jiro then rushes to look for Akari as it begins to rain. Meanwhile, Akari waits for the rescue, and Minami finds her first, whom she mistook for Jiro. He laughs at Akari because it is too obvious that she has feelings for Jiro. She feels embarrassed about it and begins to confess her feelings to him. On the other side of the forest, Jiro is still looking for Akari, but Shiori tells him that she has been found by Minami. He feels jealous for not saving her first, and Shiori distracts him by saying he is her first kiss. Shiori then tiptoes to kiss Jiro. Minami tells Akari that he knows she likes him but feigns innocence because he likes someone else, albeit one-sided. Akari can now finally move on and pursue Jiro, not knowing that he just shared a kiss with Shiori. It's summer break, and Jiro still can't forget about the kiss that he shared with Shiori. To cool his head, he goes out but coincidentally runs into her. The two end up spending time together, and she invites him to her house. Jiro gets nervous being with Shiori, but they see a rainbow and take a picture with it. He thinks of confessing, but Shiori suddenly shows him a picture of them at the beach, and Jiro hesitates when he sees Akari in it. In his room, he receives a text from Akari, who asks him out on a date. During their date, he compliments her cute outfit, and the two enjoy their date. While walking home, Akari asks Jiro to go to the shrine with her, and they bump into Shiori. The two girls suddenly race to the shrine as a sign of their fair fight to win Jiro's heart. At the shrine, they encounter an old couple, and the two smile as the old guy has the same name as Jiro. Jiro finally catches up with them, and the three pray together. In the epilogue, it is shown that Jiro and Akari are now in the third ranking of their class.